Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I am streaming some 2D 4X today. This is my 100th episode, so I thought I would do something major to the game today. I just started streaming 5-10 minutes ago, and my power went out. Just flashed out, and so if that happens again, I'm going to give up for the day. But it snowed here in Portland, and so the world ends in Portland when it snows. I couldn't get coffee this morning. I'm completely unmotivated because of that. I just had to reset everything up. Uh, the major thing we're going to do today is we're going to make this color-coded map work with my game. And what we had before is each one of these is an individual thing I cut out. So I went through and cut these out wherever they are. They're down here in the counties. And they're an individual node that has a graphic somewhere. They're actually over here in the scenes here. That is cut out, and we fuck with this shit every time. So the plan is instead to instantiate each one of these once they've been generated from this color-coded map. And we can hit play right now, and there's like a little bit better, newer, better things that are added in. For some reason now I'm all paranoid. Okay, because of the power outage, everything got, you got to reboot. I mean, it obviously reboots for you because there's no power, and everything's all fucked up. So, anyways, so this is what it. Oh, I guess I already ran this. Oh, we got to turn this back on. I had this turned off just so that you could see the color coded thing. A lot of times when I start my videos, I'm too lazy to set up my own thumbnails for YouTube. So I make my videos start on what I want the YouTube thumbnail to be, and I want it to be on that color coded thing. And I did not write this color. I mean, I wrote this part, but I took this from. Oh man, it's not open now because I had a goddamn power outage. I took this from it's on my README of this, so we're gonna update this README. Oh, I'm on the wrong. I actually, before I started, I was like, this is gonna be dumb because they're named the same, and I'm gonna be clicking the wrong globals. We're gonna rename that global thing. I also didn't have any coffee today. I'm just incredibly unmotivated too, because of that. No coffee. The coffee shop was closed. I actually walked over there, but the snow. The snow is. Are you opening? This is not. Yeah. You're opening. It takes forever for this to open when you open through Godot. I don't know why it takes so long. Man, this is even longer than normal. How you doing, computer? You didn't like it. It's making a weird noise now that the power happened too. Can we file open file? The cat that I have is that, it's a visiting cat. It's all freaked out. It doesn't understand what snow is. It wanted out last night, and I was like, you don't want out. And then it went out anyways, and it was traumatized. Man, this thing's running slow. Let me just open up my task manager real quick and see if there's anything obviously fucking it up because of my restart. Nothing looks too out of the ordinary. Did we open this? What are we doing here? Open file 2D4X. Maybe I didn't even get this far. README. There we go. Jesus Christ. All right, so here's I got it from his grand strategy map system, Windaflatus. Sometimes he's in chat. And he wrote this recently, and he has 2 different versions. I don't know if he has the old version up, but I had done my conversion with the old version, and his new version's in C#. And then there was also this other dude that I have to now find again because and I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna add it. We're gonna add him to the README right now. This dude, who I watched his video. Though his isn't really a tutorial, his is just like, hey, here's my I'm sorry, my ad blocker wants an update now too. Everything wants an update because the fucking computer restarted. This is the other guy's thing. I read his, and I actually got a different. So I changed how I did it from how Windaflatus did it, and I'm having like a scene that is map editor scene, which will keep in the game and will be available for other people to add new maps or whatever. It's definitely not at that stage yet. But what we're gonna have a color coded map like we were looking at wherever this fucking thing is. Color coded map where it will detect each county and it will create a mask. Did we ever run this? I don't even remember. Like I said, kind of unmotivated today because of the snow and everything. So currently you have to generate a map and then it color codes it in a different way because we have our counties are going to be color coded via, like the player will be able to pick, I want to be red or whatever. So this color codes a different way, but it also creates a mask. So when you hover over this, you know which one you're selecting. And that's all this really does right now. But, well, you also can save the scene and then you don't have to generate the map anymore. And it's going to create it in this counties thing, in this counties folder. It probably already did. One of the weird things with Godot is if you update Godot and if you update a folder and you're not selected on it, doesn't show you. So here are the different counties it created and it instantiates each one of these. And so then we won't have to do that every time we run the game. We'll just have it as a side thing. And the more counties you add, the longer it takes. So we don't want to have that happen all the time. So that's our goal, is to move this stuff over to our game. So I wrote this part. I converted this from Window Flatus's stuff. So you should, if you're interested into this, you should check out Window Flatus's thing. And then I'm also going to put down here, like, what do we want? 4 videos. We'll call it other people's videos. And we'll put in this guy's, I don't know who he is. He just had some interesting ideas. He's doing it the same way. He's doing a color-coded map too. And he has like some developer things going on. I guess I could put his name in here, right? The Good Solution Interactive, huh? Good Solution Interactive. Good Solution Interactive. All right. That's sloppy, but who gives a fuck? So, step 1. See, we have these maps here of Oregon and Washington and Oregon, and I also have a map of Idaho. The first thing we're going to want to do is stitch these maps together. So we have all 3 maps attached. Currently, they're their own little thing, but we need them for our purposes over here. We need them to be this one giant map. And this is currently, for my testing, I only used Oregon. But we want as many maps as we possibly can have right now, so that when we add more counties, we don't have to recreate this map. So we're going to go through all these steps, and this is going to take forever. And I also was thinking that, because I actually wanted a couple more weeks to work on this and make it nicer, but I was like, fuck it, this is my 100th episode. This was the time to do it. So that's what's happening, is we're doing it now. And you know me, I don't like to plan or anything. I just like to jump in and fucking do it. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to stitch these together. That's the first step. So let me, sorry, I was burping. Let me bring over, I don't need this crap open. So in here, we have, let's actually close this while we manipulate. Don't save. I don't think I did. Oh, I do know what I did. No, we don't want to save. There's one major flaw with that editing thing that I kind of wanted to work on, but whatever. We're going to close these because we're not going to be using them this second. And this is where we're going to put graphics in. We should probably, I guess I should have dragged them in here. We have these provinces. This is where we're going to stick. I guess I got to drag them in through Godot or Godot will cry. So we'll do this. We need one more province, and that one more province is Idaho. I'm going to know all of these like county names and stuff by the time I'm done with this. County names and all sorts of shit. So I have the map. I found the map. I knew I had it somewhere, and I found it yesterday in here. Nope. Oh, we're in the wrong one. I need to go back to Unity. In Unity, I had not built this thing. I had built it, but I had more counties, test counties going because I wanted to have more things. But now that they're going to generate on their own, because so this is the biggest issue. right now, let's say I'd make a change to one of these counties. I have to go through every county and update it, and that blows a goat. So instead of doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to do it this new way, and we would just regenerate. We would delete the counties and regenerate them, and they would have all the new shit. So it should make it better. And we have one resource for every county. Every county is going to have its own resource so that we can put in information there. We can edit that without or we would have to currently regenerate the stuff. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for my Unity graphics. Unity graphics maybe under sprites. They're not sprites, but I guess they're sprites. Yeah, here's Idaho. See, and this is where it gets even weirder. Idaho's a different like scheme as the rest. And these maps don't all fit together, so that's going to be a part of the fun of what we're going to do in the next 5 minutes here. Okay, the next 3 hours. Where is my graphics here? And you got to select, because you got to select. And we got to select, because that's just how Godot is. Why are these scenes? Interesting. All right, so I want these counties in here so I don't have to go dig around for them again at some place in the future, sometime in the future. But we have them all here. Now we can close this thing. We have them here, and we're going to create. We'll start with Oregon because it's kind of in the center. You know, Washington's up at the top, and it's over here. And did I already say I did? So I didn't start my music yet. I was like, why is it so quiet in my ears? I'm just double checking everything. Okay, so we have this map, which you should be, if you've watched any of my things, since Godot, you'll be very familiar with this map. And now we need to add in a new one, so we need to make the canvas bigger though. This canvas is currently massive. I like to have everything as massive as possible because you can always go down, you can't go back. But we want this to be in the left. This is the edge of the map. Let's do it in the center. Let's do like 10,000 here. Look at that, how big that is. This one map is... Oh, wait, did I do canvas size? No, I didn't do. I thought I did image size here. We want the canvas size to be bigger. And then we'll see how... And I don't know why it puts this white bullshit. We don't want that white bullshit. I don't think this is big enough. Let's see. I think the problem is Idaho goes down here. So let's open up Idaho. And select Idaho. Looks like that's all. Idaho is very flat on the bottom. It looks like we want to select invert. We'll copy this. We'll add a new layer over here. We're going to have a different layer for every state, every province. This game takes place in North America. I didn't mention of what it was. This game is a post-apocalyptic. See, we got to fit this little, see right there, that little bump's got to fit in there. This is a post-apocalyptic 2D 4X. If you haven't, I think if you hold down shift, there we go. Maybe Idaho does line up at the bottom. This is going to go up there. So Idaho just sticks way over the top. I think it does line up at the bottom. So that means we can move Oregon down. Yeah, we got to make this much larger. What the fuck what does Idaho look like? Jesus Christ. I think it goes like this. And this is the problem. I gotta look. I gotta look what mine Idaho. Yeah, it lines up perfectly. So we got to make this line up. So this is the major problem with I've never been able to find a map of the United States. So this has to go way up here, but obviously this nub. Well, I guess not obviously. Yeah, no, obviously this nub. What the fuck is going on here? Is Idaho flipped? Okay, so that nub is at the top. This nub is at the top. Okay. Now we know what's going on here. But I've never been able to find a map. I can find each map individually very easily with like a train on it. I want train. I don't want just a line because or just a flat thing. It looks terrible when it's just a line. Yeah, this isn't big enough unless we move. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna move Oregon. The fuck is this song? Oh. I keep removing a song from my queue in whatchamacallit in YouTube Music, and it always brings it back. I do not know why. So we'll stick this down in the corner, and then we should have enough room now to move Idaho around. I guess I could have just dragged that layer. We're getting close. We're getting close. And I remember doing this on Unity too, and having all sorts of issues with getting these to line up. Like rivers and stuff would match, but then other stuff wouldn't. The mountain lot, and it would just be like, fuck. What do you got going here? I want you. Is there a hotkey for this invert selection? Control I. That would make me take my hand off. I wanted to do. I see what I did here. Am I still on the right tool? I am. Oh, it won't let me make it bigger anymore because of yes, it will. See that one river right there? That's the one that's got to line up, but obviously down here is what I'm talking about. It doesn't line up. So it weirds me out that the maps that we're looking at are so off. And we're going to just have to wing it at some point. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. I'm holding down shift, by the way, to make this the right. We're just going to have to wing it and say, like, this is good enough. And we're getting to that point. See how, like, these are different shapes, too? We're getting there, though. Look at that. That's almost fits in. A little bit more. A little bit more. These this Idaho, the color coding, or how the color is, not the color coding, that's a whole different thing. Looks very similar. I'm wondering if this was originally one map and I cut it apart. No, I didn't. I'm remembering now. So you can go and you can find these maps, like I said, easily from like their state map shit. And it's free, copyright free. That's the key here is the copyright free. We're getting very close, though. And at one point, we're just going to be like, hey, this is close enough. I don't feel like that's quite close enough, though. See how that line isn't even a straight line? It's like somebody scanned in a paper map. I've been having this issue where I can't move my mouse in small enough increments lately. I keep lowering the DPI. I used to have the DPI at like 3,500, and now it's down to like 75, or 1,700. All right, I think this is the correct size, and I think we can move this with Because that lines up pretty good. Look how blurry this one is compared to this one. Do we have a better Idaho map, man? This thing's fucking. Look at Oregon's gigantic, and then Washington's shitty. There's another spot where it may have graphics. What we got in here? See, here's an Idaho map. Like I said, this is going to take hours. I don't even know if I can finish it this weekend. I want to finish this weekend. How big is this one? It looks like maybe I got it from this one. What does this one look like? SVG, what are you going to open in? This is what opened here. Is that the same thing I'm looking at? That looks like the same map, except I must have cut this out. It's been a while. Like I said, it's like 300 hours ago, and I only work on this on the weekends. I don't really want to cut this out, but this is such lower quality. Like, look how nice those lines are compared to this piece of shit. I wonder if this was the biggest I could download it. I bet you it was. Like, Oregon probably had like a lot, like whoever runs the Oregon part, the Oregon state maps probably had, you know, one at higher DPI and these are lower DPI, so you could buy the fucking paper map, some shit. That really is unfortunate. Like, this one looks okay. Or maybe it's part of my conversion process, because look at this fucker. But this is an SVG. Like, look how giant that is. Those lines are fucking perfect. I think that was part of my conversion process. That's going to be an issue, I think. So what does this one look like? No, it's pixelated garbage. So, I wonder if... I wonder how I converted this thing. Because we might just re-cut it out. Did I do it in GIMP? I think I did it in this thing. Or some online tool. Let's see. It looks like it's probably my conversion. I mean, an SVG is going to give us completely. What are we looking at here? So this, let's see. I don't even see PNG on here. I might have to export it to PNG. What did I select? That is the case. You know, if we're going to have to recut this fucking thing out, let's see if there's a newer one in the past year. What is that, a relief map? Relief map of Idaho. Fucking Idaho. It's not really a relief map, and I can't remember, it's been so long, which... It's kind of, I guess it is a relief map. Look, the bottom's not flat on this one. It also looks like it's from 400 years ago. That's the one I just looked at. That's pretty fucking ugly. I mean, I want the roads in there too. I guess I don't. I just want it to be similar to the map we're starting with. Wonder if let's see if we do this here. I said export to, okay, it's over here. It's been a long time. I wonder if this is no, 96. This looks like, because it was 96 DPI on the other one. The width and the height is 900 by 1200. What was the width and the height on this one before? It was like in the thousands, yeah, because I went into 10,000, so I think it was like 5,000. I wonder if we bust the width really, really high. If we say like 5,000. 5,000. And then, is it really a square? It's square-ish, you know? Oh, I guess no, it's a fucking rectangle. I guess, is that enough? All right, let's see what this does. I'm just seeing if there's any like settings that's like make it look less like shit. I don't know what those compressions are. Okay, all this shit is set. Where do I hit save? Export, I guess, is the only... no. I would like to rename it to larger. It's been kind of a bummer to have to recut this thing out. I guess we could just skip Idaho for now. But I kind of want to have this so I can keep expanding the map a lot faster. I'm drinking tea because there's no coffee, and I don't have any caffeinated tea in my house. Like I said, I'm very unmotivated today. Are you fucking done? So back to my original thing where I was like, it's 31. It's 31 megs. Looks fucking beautiful though. Like I was saying, I make everything massive and then you can go smaller because you can always go smaller. And okay, so I must have fucked up somewhere. It wasn't the map guy, so we're gonna have to recut this out. Let's just double check that that is the case. I just wanted a similar quality as the other one. We're gonna make it smaller anyways, but because a lot of the conversion process, it's got to go through each pixel and look if there's something there, and that takes a long time. I don't even have anything planned. We're not even planning a county in here for Idaho. I'm gonna do it anyways. For a second I was like, you know what? Fuck this. We won't do Idaho. But let's have this set up ready to go to add more counties. So what we got to do basically is just delete a bunch of shit. Oh, this is already pretty well cut up. I was gonna say we could cut off some, but generally what I was doing, this is kind of an involved process. Hey, that's not bad. What do we have? 53. Can I type numbers in here? No. So let's delete that. The key is not to delete stuff we need here. And then we'll go over with like an eraser and get rid of the shit. Whoa. Fucking, this thing's throwing it off. I've done this a bunch of times now, and I've done it on stream a bunch of times. It's just been a while, and I'm trying to think if I found a faster way to do this. I think this is the fastest way. It's actually quite... You know what, I just went... I think I just winged it with the... yeah, there's no point in doing that. With the eraser tool. I think I just went and started erasing. So let's make this brush size massive first off. Not that massive. It's not massive. Okay, maybe we need it massive. 500, where are you, buddy? Alright, we're just going to erase this shit. I was looking, so we're going to have to also like color code a county. And I was redoing one. I actually bought a tool. We can use that actually. It might be fun. We will use that. I bought this thing. I don't know if the camera thing is going to... it worked enough. So I bought one of these drawing things. It got shipped to my neighbor's house, and I got his package. His package was like some sort of packaging for some part for a car or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But he brought me mine, and I gave him his. And he actually worked with these things. I'm looking for the pin part. I keep it right here on my desk, and of course, my desk is just slowly growing with shit on it. I literally was flipping around with it with like yesterday. I got like a tape measure on my desk and some deodorant. Like there's stuff that doesn't need to be here. I literally was fucking with this thing yesterday. Um, well, because it's gonna help us later. It's gonna be useful later. I guess it would be useful now too. The fuck did it go? Got a paper plate on my desk too. Not gonna show you that. These are my streams. I just dig around on my desk, accidentally hit the mouse button. Jesus Christ. I was thinking if it fell on the floor. Maybe I can't oh, I just pushed a button on it. It was kind of interesting when I bought it. There was a picture of a person sitting with it, using it. And then there was another person with it, using it upside down. And I was like, why do they have to have two of these pictures? Like one with a person using it and another person with a person using it upside down. And then I was thinking about it later, and I'm a left-handed person. I was like, they had to show that so lefties know that they can use it still. So they wouldn't, they would order it, and they're like, it doesn't fucking work. And it's like, oh, you just got to use it upside down. Yeah, I don't know where the fucking pin part went. That's crazy. Oh, here it is. It's just underneath this mail that's also on my desk. Okay. Very, very organized. So we're going to use this thing upside down. And what it does is it's just a little pin, So anyways, the guy who dropped off the thing used one of these and was very curious about it. Why are we back on this tool? Get out of here. Are we finally on the right tool? So anyways, you can push harder. You can use it. We're going to use it here. Right now, we're just going to get rid of this crap. The one big bummer is I haven't found a way. I got to put my hand on the mouse half the time. And it's kind of worth it to have a little bigger. He was telling me that this stranger was telling me that they actually have like high quality ones, and obviously I knew that, but he had seen he said it made him want to buy one just to fuck around with to preemptively get maybe a high quality one, and it's the same thing. I bought like the cheapest, shittiest one because maybe I don't like it or something. I feel like that's a tech thing these days. You got to buy the cheapest, shittiest one. Oh, my pin is on there while I'm also... I do have some issues with like finding, like, because you're drawing on a device on your lap or whatever. You can put it on a desk, obviously. I don't have a room on my desk for it. Oh, look at this little part. What's up? Hardness. We're not going to use this giant thing the whole time. We're going to make it smaller here. It might actually be easier for me to do it with a mouse at this point because I've done it so many times with a mouse. I think it is. I think it's faster for this big part with me with a mouse. So this is going to be a bummer that we have to redo this, but... And then when we add more states, at some point, I'm going to have to hire someone, I have a feeling, and they're going to need to create a map that's similar to this. I just don't... So when I originally started doing this, I did maps. I did just a blank white, and we could color code the white part, and it was just an outline, and it was so fucking ugly. It was like the game looks so much worse. Just having this little bit of texture on here and the things fit together, even though they're different colors, made it look so much better that it was worth it just to take this time to cut out these relief maps here. We got to make sure there's no little pieces left over though. That's a big bummer. Less so now that we're doing it this way, but it's still going to be a bummer because it's going to go pixel by pixel, like I said. Oh, my lights are flashing. If the power goes out, I'll finish cutting this out, but I'm not going to stream again because fuck it, it's already happened one. What? Already happened one time. If the power goes out and stays out, I'm going to freeze to death. You'll never hear from me again. In Portland, we're not prepared for shit like that. All right. So I'm going to, it might just be easier to do it with the fucking mouse, man. Maybe that's why I bought the cheap one. Let's see. I was trying to make it so that I had better chances and things were faster. It kind of is nicer. It'd be even better if I didn't have to touch touch the mouse while I'm doing it. I think that's the biggest issue is that I have to have my hand on the mouse to like adjust the screen and stuff. That's not a very good line, but we're not going to make this perfect. Like I said, we're going to probably have to hire someone at some point. What I would like to have is like I said, a whole perfectly the same everything. Yeah, this is actually easier with the pin thing, I think. If I got to take my hand off the pin thing. When I got to lift it off the paper, the equivalent of what's the paper. Do we care? We don't care. It's the precision stuff that's hard for me to do. Do we just want to use the magic wand for this? Fuck it. We'll just use the eraser. Get this thing out of here. Using paint.net. It is a free program. I noticed that because I fucked around with this once I got it, and I noticed I can draw straight lines up and down, straighter lines up and down much more than I can do left and right, which I thought was kind of interesting. Man, this is kind of hard though. Ooh! See, I gotta lift the pin off more often. This is the same. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? Let's zoom in. Where does this issue start? Right here? There's like a tiny bit of lag between how hard I push it, and that is kind of a issue. Can we zoom in even more? Make this smaller. Actually, let's do this. We'll come back to these like closer ones. Let's make these. This I'm just using the mouse. We're gonna get to the color coding here. Don't worry. We just need Idaho to stop being Idaho. No, to start being Idaho. All right, we'll come back to that one. We just want to get the big parts out of here. Even though, as you can see, I'm very, like this part, we'll come back with the pin thing and we don't need this fucking river. What river is this? Look at it, it's on its own, just living its little life. Nothing around. All right, motherfuckers. And we'll make the pin smaller or the eraser smaller, and then I'll use the pin because for the fine tuning stuff, using the mouse in my right hand too, because that's how I was taught. Now I'm a left-handed person, but I think with my experience, I've found that the people who try to make the world adjust to their left-handedness um, have a lot shittier of a life. You gotta just adjust as a left-handed person. You just gotta adjust to the right-handed world until kill righty day comes. But that's we can't talk about that. Okay, changing my music. I swear to God, that song just mentioned lefties as well. But it could have been political lefties, you know. I need to have my OBS back up. No, it is up. But, on my other one, it's going to check something here. It didn't play like it posts a thing when I start streaming, and that didn't happen today. It happened before the power outage, so it stresses me out when I can't tell what the fuck. Like if I'm actually, I know I have like all the every other indication is that I'm streaming, but yeah, this is gonna take longer than 6 hours. I'd stream for 3 hours each time. I've done this a bunch of times for different states and stuff, and I started it differently, etc., etc. Uh, well, for the three different states, I've never gone outside um, these three. God damn it! God damn it! But I've cut them out multiple times because I had different ideas of how things were going to work. I had different pictures that I could find. We're going to run into a point where we're going to have like one shitty state. Some state's going to have some ultra shitty. Uh, it'll be like blue or something, and we'll have to just use that until, like I said, I think I'm going to have to hire someone. And I don't have like an unlimited amount of money or anything, but I looked on like Fiverr and stuff. I kind of feel like I don't want to hire somebody off Fiverr, like someone who's getting some poor bastard in India who's getting paid $3 an hour to slave away doing my graphic design. Um, but I looked on there, and there are people who I actually looked recently again too for something else, and I was like, holy shit, this map's nice. Um, it's like a hand drawn map, which would work too. We don't need all of these things. This is just to make it look nicer for. But we don't want it to just be a risk map, you know. All right, we're getting close. All right, now back to here. Let's make the brush size about half this size, supposedly. Let's just go to 20. We'll zoom in. We'll look for anything like this. Who gives a shit about this little thing? Okay, I got rid of it anyways. I don't think the pin is as helpful as I'd hoped, but here we go. We need to get this shit out of here. I really feel like the magic wand should be the key to this thing, then, but well, I guess we could. Whoa. I dragged it. We could go. Yeah, it looks like about. I'm not gonna be able to use the magic wand on that. Okay. Okay. I want to try the pin one more time. Maybe it's just, user error. Like I also said, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's good enough. But I just want it to be somewhat nice. And then this is gonna have to be just a straight line drawn by my hand, which is. I was doing it okay for a minute. I think we're just gonna live with that. I think we're just gonna live with that shit. Okay, I can see some stuff. We really gotta make sure that there's no bullshit hanging around. It's in the same like centered spot here. Maybe magic wand time. See, we can't hit this one because yeah, it's gonna get the whole river there. I wasn't thinking I was gonna have to redo this shit. Motherfucker. I'm using the mouse again. Let's zoom in more. Yeah, whoops. There's also a button on the pin, so you have to turn it. Otherwise, I'm always pushing the button. Motherfucker. So I was thinking about turning off this part, but I actually want that ability. It's kind of awesome, but obviously you can see I'm not very good with it. It's like how hard you press on it. And earlier I was just saying like I'm much better going up and down than I am. Like, do we even care? We could actually probably magic wand this shit too. And this, we just gotta hit it. Except it would be so much easier. Oops. If I had the skill, get out of here. If I had the skill to just draw over this, you know, you got to try all these other things yourself, because then otherwise you don't appreciate the skill like a graphic designer has. You're like, oh, this must be easy. Oh, it is not easy. But obviously, I've only put like 20 hours into this whole skill, and with this pin, I've probably put 4 hours in or something. I was seeing if I can move this. It's off the edge. Whatever these things are called, I already forgot what they're called. Fucking Idaho, man. Idaho's, you know what? Washington's probably fucked up too. I noticed it was a lot smaller. You know, disc size. I don't care about that one. Since my mouse was already there. I don't know. Maybe I'm better with the mouse. Because I'm just more used to it. I'm using the thing in my the pin in my left hand. I think I might be better with the mouse, honestly. See, the key is you don't have to, with the pin, you don't have to go in and do this shit. Look at that weird splotches. Is that my screen? I think that might be my screen. Yeah, that's my screen. It just dawned on me too. So I was thinking about this. So I drew my own border in one of them, and we could actually use that border file. It's pretty fucking ugly, and I was wondering how they made these borders look so good. And I think what they did is they drew a line, and then they just made the line bigger. You know what I mean? Like they expanded the width of the line. We're gonna have to go back through one more time. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna use the mouse. I think I'm better with the mouse at this point, and I don't want to. I want to learn that new skill, but it's not as exciting as I thought. Um, I'm more used to the mouse now. Right-handed mouse, you know. I have one coworker at my work. He uses the mouse on the other side, and his re key bound, you know, the other clicks. But us left-handed people are quite we're scarce in certain environments. I've noticed. All right, we're getting there. 50 minutes. So let's say it takes me an hour a piece. Yeah, we're never gonna get this done in this weekend unless everything works beautifully from this point on. Which the first thing we went to do had an issue. So the goal of this whole thing is to stream every single thing I do, which I actually broke my own rule by working on this editor offline. The reason why I worked on the editor offline is I had to do so much research to figure out how shit worked, and it literally would have been like hours and hours of uh, of me just you watching me read stuff online, which I already do that enough. So I wanted to get it working to at least a minimum here. I can feel the cold creeping into my body. I should probably open this heater vent at my feet. It was just blowing and too warm. The fuck is this? Oh, that's part of. We had some sort of. Like I said, there is a point where it doesn't matter. And zoom way out, no one's gonna be able to see this shit anyways. I do wish, or maybe there is. No. I was seeing if there was like if I held down shift or something, I could just change this size. Yeah, I'm way better with the mouse. I've done this more though. I don't care about that little nub I took out there. This happened last time I did this too. As I went forward, I cared less about my mistakes because I just wanted to get this shit done. It is not a final product, but I just don't want it to be too ugly, like ridiculously ugly. And since my time is free, right? I guess we'll go to 5 on this. Man, it's really snowing here. Oh, okay, no, it's not. When I look at it more closely, it's not that much snow. My cat is fucking freaked by it though, because it makes it when the snow hits the window, it makes a noise and it doesn't understand what it is. Like it kind of sounds like, you know, someone's trying to break in or something. He's hiding. He's been hiding all day. I found his hiding spot and he just looked at me like, why are you letting this happen to me? Why are you letting this happen? Why don't you stop this noise? Oh, can we do it with this big one? We can. We're just gonna do it. He's actually not my cat. Last time it snowed, he wasn't around, and I think he took shelter in somebody else's house. I'm like clicking a lot while I do this so that if I fuck up, I can just go back little steps instead of those bigger steps. I feel like we're getting really close here, though. I'm gonna have to change my brush size in a second, though. That one was too much. That was too much of a fuck up. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know why I'm so anal about this shit. It doesn't really matter. I should probably just magic wand as much as I could. Like, who cares about that little thing? And then, I think I marked something over here. No? Whoa. I should have just magic wand as much as I could and then just been like, good enough. I'm getting there, though, I think. Oh, God. Idaho, you've disappointed me. Did we do this side? Not really. Okay, we're not getting there. Why do you gotta be so big, Idaho? Especially because I already did this once. I wonder if I figured out that it was a lower res thing like halfway through and I just said, fuck it. It's quite possible. I'm trying to speed up. I don't want to spend all fucking day on this shit. We got plans. We got color coding plans. Sure, I don't know what that little nub was, why it was a different color. Yeah, way faster with the mouse. I'm not good with that pin thing. I guess that was a wasted. I think it was like $25 or something. I feel like that seems too cheap in this day and age. It's weird how electronics are still cheap compared to like food. They figured out that you got to buy food so they can sell the luxury, electron, like one of those things is a luxury item. They figured they could, but if they just, they'll sell that for whatever, but they'll jack up the prices of food because you can't get out of that. You got to have food. I mean, it's probably. I was about to switch to the magic wand, but I think it's probably just as fast to do this and not switch around. Especially if we lower our expectations of the quality that is coming out of here and we just wing it. I can't even fit that thing in there. Been listening to a lot of a band called the Bad Nerves. I never heard of them. YouTube suggested them, and they have one song that's fucking amazing. I don't know. I fucked that one all up, but we don't care. We're just going. All right, back to this bigger size. It'd really be nice if there's a hotkey for this. It's weird. I think I clicked on here and made that blue on the. I think I did that. I don't know how I did it. All right. Making progress. Look how much better that looked than the one I did on the other side. Jesus Christ. Part of the problem is it's going to make the mask with this stuff when we do the mask later. So this is going to make a mask of it's going to go through every pixel and it's going to change it to like a white pixel. And it's going to save that for each county depending on the color coding. That I saw something over there. These specs are going to fuck shit all up. So let's hope that we don't get a lot of those. I think they're going to fuck shit all up at least. Do I care about this? I guess I do. We're to the turn. That's a river, obviously. I'm gonna call it the Idaho River. I do want to. So at some point, you know how CK3 has you can as the Vikings and CK2 had this too. You can sail up and down the rivers. I definitely want to add that, but like I always said, like I've always been saying here, my scope is insane for this, and it's so unrealistic. I mean, look, we're still rebuilding the base map stuff. I'm still rebuilding the base map stuff. I'm just winging it, man. We can't spend all day on this shit. We only got to do Idaho, I hope. We might have to do Washington. I know Oregon's good, though, because it's massive. Fuck it, I'm going to leave that. We're almost done. Then we'll go around one more time just to see if there's any little spots I missed. Whoops. Like those things. That was terrible. We're going to just leave it. Shit, it's been an hour already. Whoops. I'm going to take a break in a second here, and I'm going to fill up my tea. It's definitely not, the tea is not doing me like the coffee would. Because of no caffeine in my tea. I went through this period where drinking a slight, even like a Coke, the caffeine has fucked me up. I don't know what happened and what changed back. Well, I quit drinking alcohol. I still have a beer occasionally, but my caffeine ability came back when I quit drinking. The ability to handle caffeine. Look at that. That was so lucky there. I feel like we're almost done now. I know I said that earlier. Oh, that is bad. I don't know what this is, but it's a fuck up. We're just gonna ignore it. Whoa. That was a fuck up there too. That's like the camp or the edge of like another map or some shit. We're almost there. And we're doing all of this to a map that doesn't even fit right. It doesn't even fit right. We're about to stretch it or something. I haven't saved in a while. In fact, I better fucking save it. The power is not very reliable. Um, um, I should be saving it every 2 seconds, honestly, with the power right now. I started my stream. I know I said this at the beginning, but yeah, I started my stream and 20 seconds later, the power was out. Just for a brief second. If it fucking went out for real, I'd be fucked. I have like 2 pieces of wood for my fireplace. I've never used my fireplace. I've lived here like 6 or 7 years. Smoke's gonna just engulf my house. Everything's gonna reek. I'm gonna die in a blaze of glory, like literally. Well, it will be a blaze, I guess. There's no glory will happen. This is a very suspicious looking. Where is this? Well, you gotta go. I'm sorry. Like, who owns that part of that other part of the river or lake or whatever this is? Whoops. We're not going back. Uh oh, I think I saw something. I did. We're just almost done here. I think we're done. There's like some definitely like some little spots that have not been. I can't tell if there's these spots on the my. I guess the bottom of Idaho isn't a perfectly straight line. It makes sense because how would they have done that at the time they drew Idaho? That looks pretty terrible. Just pointing at my high quality work here. That looks terrible. I don't know why that one little piece bothered me there when those pieces are not. All right, I think we're done with Idaho. Oh man, there's a snow gust. What is this shit? I think I was planning to come back to that. Fuck it. We'll just leave it like that. Close enough. It's a temporary map. Oh man, that looks like I really fucked that up. Did I really fuck that up or was it? All right, we'll not worry about it. Okay, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna go take a quick break. I'm gonna stop whatever this song is. The name of this song is "Punk's Dead," which has been like stated so many times. I'm glad these musicians came up with a. It came out in 2023 with an original concept. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Let me throw up my break timer. Oh, you can barely see that, but whatever. I'll be right back. Okay. I have a feeling what's going to happen is we'll have all the maps and shit ready today, and then tomorrow we'll do the actual color coding. I have an electric kettle. So we're going to do the magic wand here. Oh, I got to start my music again. We're going to do the magic wand. And we're going to select this shit. And we're going to see if we see any... Yeah, look at this shit. How big is this eraser? Whatever, 375. I can't see this stuff. Saw that. Okay, that's part of that thing. I don't see any more. All right, we're gonna do what we were doing over here. We're gonna select inverse. We're gonna save it first though. Then we're going to select inverse, invert selection. We're gonna copy this fucker. It's massive, so it takes forever. We're gonna delete this fucker. And we're gonna paste this fucker. Oh, look at that! It's almost the same size. But see how it's not gonna line up regardless of what we do? It's too big, but it's not gonna line up. We're gonna have Oregon be on top, basically. Well, maybe we'll try to stretch it a little bit, but I remember trying to stretch it before. And this line is even thicker. So we gotta move this down. It's like a puzzle. Make this. We're getting there. I seem to say that a lot today. Maybe that will be fine. Close. We're close. Fucking Idaho. Idaho is just filled with rednecks. Just so you know, if you're not from the United States or the Pacific Northwest. We're gonna program that into the game. It's gonna be filled with rednecks. Now, we're gonna have like some random creations here for the different counties and who rules them. They can be different like types. Now we're getting close. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Maybe it won't be that bad after all. I remember when I did this before, it turned out kind of bad. Yeah, because it wants to go more to the left, right? And we can do that. I think we can hold down Shift. We're doing the wrong layer here. And like line this up. And this one doesn't match still, so we have to keep going. We have to go like that matches, but it's underneath. We've slid it underneath Oregon, and it's still a little bit too big. And that's just gonna happen. It being underneath Oregon is just what's gonna have to happen. Whoa. Like I said, I'm having issues lately doing small increments on the mouse. Okay. And last time I had to slide it over. That's actually not that bad. Let's go back a tiny bit. That actually doesn't look bad. In fact, this may have originally been from the same map creator. Okay, that looks fucking amazing. Let's hope the power doesn't go out, because that was a pain. I'm getting very cold here, too. Let's save this. Not as Oregon, though. And we definitely want it to be a paint file. This is going to be Pacific Northwest. Where do we have this? This is in Unity 2D. Pacific Northwest. Oh no, that was the right spot. No, I want to drag it in there. I think I don't want to. We're gonna do this different here. I'm gonna have a new folder. Then we save this where we put that. We'll close this. We'll close it. Oh, I know where I put that shit. Now we just need to add another layer, and we're gonna hope that. Yeah, that looks pretty good, honestly. This one's gonna be totally different. It's a different color and everything. We're gonna hope that Oregon or Washington doesn't look so fucking shitty. Like, look at oh, that was it. I couldn't download Washington as like they only had available. They didn't have an SVG. Random guy, how's it going? Uh, into the whole thing, or just this little part of it? Yeah, we had to get. Washington only had this stupid. This is the 100th episode, so about 300 hours. I thought we talked about this last time I streamed. My memory's terrible though. We're gonna have to use this stupid JPEG. I just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's ugly. The whole thing about this is 100. So I've tried to stream every time. There was like another hour that I didn't stream. Let's see what this Washington looks like, because we don't have a better Washington to start with. I'm just gonna put it in here. Oh, it says it's already here. Did I select two things? Copy. Oh, it was just below the screen. All right, this is the one we're gonna have to deal with. For some reason, I left this up there, huh? Okay. Well, I guess that's what we're doing. We'll select inverse. And then we'll copy this. And then we'll paste this into here. This one's going to look like shit, because we started with a JPEG. I'm just eyeballing that. See, it's a different color scheme, too. It's close. Looks like we need to be a little bigger. I think Idaho and Washington line up at the top, though. They do. What is this? Oh, this is some drought. Okay. So it has to be smaller. I don't know what's going on there. And then a tiny bit bigger. I remember this whole thing, like trying to get all three of these to line up was fucking painful as fuck. Okay, so like look at this problem. See this giant gap over here? Because once again, because I got these maps are made by different people. So like the top and the bottom match, but then the left and the right. So we're gonna have to like stretch this map, which is gonna be absolutely beautiful, right? We're gonna have to stretch this map to fit in here. I mean, it's going to fit. It actually looks like it fits pretty good. There's 5 asteroids. There's always asteroids coming towards the Earth, though. Are we going to die? So maybe this map somehow got squished because this fits pretty well. Like we're hitting water along this whole thing. Oh, it's underneath Oregon. We're pretty close. What is this outline though? Oh, this goes all the way down there. You know, they actually have in place now. It's a plan for shooting asteroids and blowing up asteroids. They did some tests recently where they landed on an asteroid and exploded a bomb, if I remember correctly. This might... It looks like we need to just go make this a little bit... Go that way a little bit. Like, stretch it back this other direction. I don't know why I left that up there, but I'm going to leave it up there just in case. I need this. Just a tiny bit. That was not a tiny bit. Yeah, I think it was like a joint effort to test for this exact, for the exact reason that, can I use this thing to do this? That just moved it, I think. But moving it might have been okay. That's pretty fucking good too. I'm impressed that this didn't take 2 hours. All right, let's look at this again. This is, I already knew that was gonna, that happened in my other map too. All right, this is it. We don't have any like white gaps. Oh, good enough. All right, this is good enough. This is not very pretty compared to these other ones because Washington sucks. I guess we could look to see if we can find a better Washington map. If I remember correctly, there was not an SVG. I had notes on where I was finding this stuff. Yeah, see, like this won't do. I was using maps like this last time, and it was fine for like early stuff, but it really needs to have some. All right, so this is the map that I originally was using that I cut out. Yeah, whoops, that's it. So are you worried about the asteroids? How big are these asteroids? I'm seeing if there's an SVG. I don't think, no, it was, no, it wasn't this place. Yeah, this only has a JPEG. Just in case I want to go back to that. There was another site. Oh, it was this one. This one says it's an SVG. Oh. It's got like airports and shit. Its color is slightly off, but if it didn't have the airports and stuff, that would be nice. It sounds like you're very worried about this. Should I be worried about this? I don't think. Like a lot of these, yeah, you gotta pay for them. Like you're buying an actual map. All right, we're just gonna have to deal with Washington being ugly. It's kind of a bummer. Eventually, like I said, I guess we could use this one. See, it's got like words and shit on it, and we don't have any words on ours. So we're just gonna have to deal with this, and that's just how it is. Creativity through conflict, or whatever it's called. Asteroids? Video game? No. Hitting Earth. 2024. Will a lost asteroid... I mean, these are just talking about ones that... So that's the fear. The fear is if they're not tracking them, because they can hit them with nukes and shit if it was a real fear. And we track so many items in the sky, but we can't track them all. How big is the asteroid that will hit Earth in 2028? This one could hit Earth in 2028. It's a kilometer wide. That's a big one. Will Apophis hit Earth in 2029? They named it Apophis after the god. I think if it was a real threat, I think there would be people talking about it. Like my phone would be vibrating, you know, and there would be like, I was speaking of that. I want to charge my phone just in case my power goes out. People would be freaking out. Because other countries can, you know, they have their own space shit. I don't know what country you're in, but I'm sure whatever country you're in has their own space shit too, and they would be looking at it. All right, we don't need this open. We don't need to save that. Maybe that's why I didn't care about the size of that one thing. Okay, so we saved this. No, we saved this, but we need to export this. Let's first cut this. Let's select it. I don't think the magic wand's going to work for all of it. Yeah, it's only going to work. Yeah, I got to flatten it first. So I did save this, I think. I'm going to save it again. This thing's massive, remember. And then we're going to go save it as... Close that one. Save it as... Sorry. Export. Oh, no, this one's save as. A PNG. It's so big, it's having a hard time thinking about it. Now we're going to flatten it. And then we're in the PNG here. I'm going to select inverse. And then we're going to go crop to selection. And we're going to save this PNG. But we're also going to look how gigantic this fucking thing is, because it's going to be huge. It's 79 inches wide. First off, let's do this 72 DPI. And let's go. Oh, I have a tape measure right here. I was mentally envisioning. We can go like, this is 12 inches. Okay, will it let you see that? Let's go like 16 inches temporarily. 16. And then we're going to hit OK. And how big is this? It's only 3 megs at that point. Let's go a little bigger then. Let's try this massive monstrosity. Then let's what size did I do? 16 inches? No, I did it bigger. Image size. What did I do? 32. Save it. Reduced 32 inches. Like the inches thing doesn't really matter because we're putting on the screen. We're going to be able to zoom in and out, but it's just for more like a mental thing. Okay, now we have our fucking thing ready. We're not actually even, we're not even close to being done. We're kind of close to being done. This map is going to replace our old background map though. So this is our old background map. This is the I'm doing a post-apocalyptic 2D 4X game that takes place in North America. And we're just using like this is just the beginning, you know. So this is the old background map. It's just Oregon, but we're gonna add in Washington and Idaho. That was all that shit we were just doing was to add in those. But we also want to do this color coding thing, which I'm going to open up this other thing, and this is what we're going to do next, is the color coding part, because we're going to do this map editor. Now I'm too warm. It's snowing where I'm at. Is it snowing where you guys are at, chat? All right, so this one... Oh yeah, I put in this gray background. Why was that? I think we're going to need a gray background for this, but I can't remember why I needed it. We're going to need the gray background. But the main thing we're going to do, so this is the next step, is creating this. So each county that is in the game is going to have a different color. And we got to have a county color for them. So we have to basically draw each. This is where I thought we were going to start with. We would just throw those three pieces together, but we had to cut out that one thing. The good thing about this is there's an easy way, hopefully, to create this right now. We're going to go back to that. I guess we could do it with the PNG. So this other one, I think. Or it's close enough to this other one. We want it here. Yeah, let's do it with this PNG. Maybe we should do it with this big giant one. I was thinking we wouldn't want to work that much with this, but what we can do here is we already have these cut out. Like here's Portland County. And so we should be able to do this. Like this. And then we need a color for it. We're going to do this thing. And we're going to need a bunch of colors. We're going to start with like dark blue and we'll move through them. The fuck is that? Then we'll have this. We'll copy this. And we'll paste this in here. We need actually unpaste that. Get it out of here. We're going to need a new layer. We're going to just have like a new layer for everything. Hopefully there's not a limit to the layers. Then we'll hide the layers we don't want. So Portland, oh, this is the same size by some weird luck, is right here. Oh, it's not quite, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect, but we want it to be pretty close. That looks pretty close because we're gonna use this map in our game. So if we like it in this example, let's turn this back on. We don't want the borders. So when we make this, I don't think we have it generated. Oh, we do. So I can't zoom in and out on this one. I don't have that part built. But you see how like if it's off, like if this was off, this was created by the color coded map. So if the color coded map is off, when we create this, this won't match with our map. So we want it to be as close as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I was actually looking at CK3. Theirs is not perfect, but we got our first thing here. So then we're gonna add another layer. And this is gonna be, I guess, you know what? We shouldn't start with, we should rename this layer. Actually, we'll just rename this to Portland, and then it won't matter what order it's in. We're gonna do cowlets next. Cowlets is probably not in here. It should be, actually. We got Wasco. Okay, I don't know where cowlets is. We're gonna find it though. It's gonna be under Unity 2D 4X. Yeah, I know I said this earlier, but I'm in wow, it's actually, some of it's sticking or growing on the ground. I'm in Portland, and when it snows, the world ends. So no, we don't want, we want counties. Cowlets is what we want here. So we're just gonna do the same thing. Why aren't you cropped correctly, cowlets? It doesn't matter right now, but we need the magic wand first. That looks good. Copy. Actually, let's pour some, what is this? If we take out some green, how much different would it be? Not enough for my eyes to be able to tell. Let's go 250. I can't tell. I need to be able to tell when it goes to the other. I think that's different enough. Whoops. That doesn't look different enough. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, let's just wing it. I'm looking up here. This is what I'm looking at. It looks like I have to like it takes a second for it to adjust. What's going on here? It doesn't actually have to be a blue color. We could actually, we're only doing 7 of them. So then we'll copy this. We'll put this here. All right, this one is the wrong size. This one matters less about pixels, though. We might have to cut cowlets out again. That's looking pretty close. Oh, I remember this happened last time. I think this map got stretched weird. Because when I stretched it, when I just stretched it just now, it like solved all the problems. No, I don't want that. I want like, we're gonna stretch this and make it fit right here is what we're gonna do. It doesn't look like it's gonna work though. We might have to cut it out. There's an option for display capture, and then there's an option for like video game capture. So this one I'm just doing display capture, but when I do like normally, are we in the wrong? Fuck, we're in the wrong layer. Normally when I do like a game capture, I capture the game only. I think we're gonna have to recut this out too. I wonder if I can just do like this. Drag this corner, like without any shits to there, and then not without holding it, you know, so it's just dragging whatever. And then drag this corner to here. Oh, that threw off this one. Do you use? I'm using OBS. Do you stream? Do you? Because it depends on the. I don't know how to. I only know how to do it in OBS. Yeah, look how like that line is way off too. Like it's not very liney. We might have to recut this out. I think we're gonna have to. Whoops. And you use OBS? OBS is pretty easy. I think yeah. Look how wildly different that is. So, if that's the case, it looks like cowlets went all the way up to here. We're going to have to do a little bit more of what I did earlier. Did I copy this in here? Because we don't want it. We don't want it. It's ugly. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go through and do the ones that we can, and then let's go back and add in, like, if we have to redo some. I think cowlets is off because it's from that other map that was, like, weird, and I never got it that lined as well lined up as I did on this one. We don't need this anymore, and I'm not even going to save this because it's easier to... it's so easy to get that. So that was Portland. Tillamook should be next here. And then we're going to do the same thing. We need some magic wand action here, though. It looks like we're going to have to do that. Invert selection. That color's fine because we didn't actually end up using it. And then we'll copy this. We are on a new layer that doesn't have... I kind of like feel like I see something on that. Get that layer out of there. Cowlets is going to go here. I'm just going to slide this in. Whoops. Does that fit perfectly? Not perfectly, and look, I have some spots that I missed. What type of stuff do you stream, random guy? We gotta get this in here. Maybe it is worth it to save these. This one we're gonna copy. This one we're gonna get rid of. I'm gonna paste this back. Oof, that looked like that was whoa. Ah, shit. I don't think I can, I can't. This is very limited. Man, that was perfect too. Oh, that was pretty good as well. We only probably need to move this. It looks like that's as bad as good as it's gonna get. Lining up those islands is the way to go. All right, so then we have Tillamook in here. Then we're gonna go to the next thing. I think I had to pour a gray thing in the background because it was having issues with the texture, the no texture, no anythings. I can't remember the name of this county. Douglas? I think that's Douglas. That looks very Douglasy, except that there's no water. We're gonna do the same thing. I don't know why this doesn't remember my shit. That's all the way around. Invert selection. We're gonna move this to a lighter blue. Fill this 100%. Copy this, go over to here, add a layer. And this is gonna be, you know, I should have named this. This is Portland. Oh, I must have backtracked through. The fuck is Portland? Oh, you know, I've noticed sometimes I can't scroll slow enough on this program. This is Tillamook. This one is gonna be, what was that place called? Douglas. I guess I don't really need to name all these, but maybe it will help later. Douglas. And we'll fit this right in here. And in reality, you could just draw. You could just draw these things. But I just happen to have them already cut out. So it's going to make my life easier to not have to redraw all these. And it's weird that they also all fit, even though this is a different size. I even like manually just type some shit in. I think one up, maybe another one up, left. Okay, so that is Douglas is added. Then I should probably chop this water too. It's annoying me, just so that this lines up correctly. Then we got to do another one here. What's next? I can't remember because I haven't fucked with these in a long time. Umatilla. I can't remember his Wasco. This looks like Umatilla's next. So we'll do our magic wand shit here. Could you please just remember my fucking settings? We'll invert selection. Invert selection. We'll make this more green. We'll pour this in. We'll go to fucking 100. We'll copy it. We need a new layer. There's got to be a new layer button. And there we go. And what was this name of this one? Umatilla. And then we'll paste Umatilla in here. I grabbed that center thing. Oh, Umatilla it doesn't go right there. Umatilla must go over here. We'll just temporarily put Umatilla right there. And then that must be Wasco. So we'll open up Wasco here. We'll add a new layer. Whoops, not here. We won't. We'll delete this layer. See, now we're flying. Then we'll do this. We'll invert selection. We'll make you. But if we put the wrong one, well, it doesn't matter. The color, like, it's gonna, be less green. It doesn't matter. We need this. Then we'll copy this. This layer is Wasco, I think we said. Then we'll paste this in here. That is one ugly ass color, I'll tell you that. They just need to be different colors is the thing. They don't even need to be like green, they can just be any color. Oh, this one doesn't look like it's very well cut out. I think that is about as good. Looks good enough, actually. Now let's fix Umatilla here. Umatilla will be up a little bit. Umatilla, I just kind of threw it on here. Can't tell what's going on here. Is there some sort of line on the edge of this? Oh, I'm on the wrong. Oh, this has happened in the past. The issue isn't, shit. You gotta, in this paint.net thing, you gotta, if you're still selected on some other layer, it will remember, and you have to hit escape to get out of there. Otherwise, you just do, then what happens is what I just had, which is, that's probably part of the thing. Joker. Um, I think, though, I think I need to reselect this layer. Not with that, though. With this one. It was back to 100 again. It loves being at 100. Am I on the wrong thing? Again? Umatilla is this one. Oh, I was, and I moved it all over the place. All right, let's fix this again. It kind of looks like a 3D movie. Okay, Wasco is this one. It doesn't move when I'm doing my thing, though. So, magic wand. Thank you. Why aren't you moving? Is it moving and I just can't tell? It is not moving. What the fuck? Let's try this again. Oh, I know why. Because I need to do this. Huh. No. It's because I need to go back to this thing. Maybe? There we go. That's what it is. And before I had it on that. Here we go. Go back in here. This was so perfectly lined up, too, and I fucked it all up. It's probably snowing where you are, Joker. It's snowing here in Portland. I got to talk about it a lot because that's what we do here in Portland. When it snows, we talk about the snow a lot. I have a feeling that's not going to turn out that well. And then Umatilla here, we got to hit escape. We got to go to Umatilla. And we got to line it up over down here, I think. So it's the same thing. We got to select this. Then we got to go back to this. One of my Canadian friends said it was negative 30 degrees or something. He's in Alberta. So if we line it up like this, this is underneath this other one, but I don't know if that matters. I mean, it doesn't matter when we flatten it, but it's probably not. Let's turn off Wasco and see how fucked up it is. See, the problem is Wasco's fucked up. Oh, Wasco needs to go back over to the left some more. Yeah, fuck that. That is so fucking cold. Okay, so Wasco is off a little bit. We're gonna have to. So this is the if you were painting it, it would probably this would make life easier if you were painting it because you would. I've already they couldn't slide underneath each other and stuff. Uh, and we might have to actually paint Wasco here. What's funny is I wanted to order ice cream last night when I was ordering groceries. I was like, man, ice cream really sounds good. I didn't do it. Oh, look, here's a little nub we can line up. Now let's see if this is all fucked up. I don't know what that is. Is that on? What is that? What? Oh, this changes all these colors. It's weird. I don't know what that is. That's just, oh, there's another one right there. And there's another one right there. Does this thing have the eyedropper? It does. Let's eyedropper this thing. Oh, we're on the wrong layer though. Let's eyedropper this thing. Let's go to here. No, get the fuck out of here. Go to here. We gotta go to here. We gotta turn the tolerance down every single time. Let's go eyedropper this again though. I don't know why this is so gray, but it seems to be the right thing. Let's pour in. Oh, wait. Now it's gone. No, it's still there. What the fuck is that thing? It doesn't seem like I'm pouring things. All right, well, as we use the paintbrush. That's got to be on a different layer then. I wonder what layer it's on. One way we can tell is put this over. There we go, it's gone. It's on the Wasco layer. What does your land have a window? What do you mean? Okay, we have one last one for here, then we gotta fix whatchamafuck. Whatchamafuck, that's its official county name. I wanted the bucket. What's wrong with the bucket? Actually, I'm gonna close. I think that we're getting to the grind zone here. It can't handle all this shit open. This one, it can. Let's save this because of the power outage fear here. Let's see. So this one is Harney. And then we'll go back to this. Let's do this thing. Let's turn down the tolerance. Let's select inverse. And then this one, we want it to be, I think this is the last one. It's kind of limey. Not, not in that way. Is this enough difference? It's kind of similar to that. Let's keep going. Okay, this is nice and yellow. Man, I still have to do my taxes. It's a bummer. I gotta turn this all the way up. Man, that thing is quite yellow. Let's go back a little bit here. The player's not gonna see this stuff, so it doesn't really matter, but it does matter. Let's see if this is different enough. That isn't different enough. That's really ugly, but that's different enough. Okay. Then we'll stick this right here. See, the problem with this one, I think we're going to want this one underneath the other one. Oh, maybe not. There's a little fuck up there. All right. That, now we just have to fix cowlets. Then we'll flatten this. We'll get rid of the map in the background, and then we'll flatten it, and we'll use that as our color coding. So it will be like this, but with all of those. And then we'll that way then we'll be able to actually get to the coding part. I'm gonna take a quick break though, and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. I gotta use my electric kettle to cook more water, boil more water. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try one more time. No, let's not. Let's not try one more time. Um, I cooked it well. It cooked so much that the water started to bubble. It was weird. Um, and now it's too hot for my mouth because it's well cooked. All right, we're not gonna try again. We're gonna cut it out. We're gonna cut it out. We want one to be in a different province for later testing. That's why I wanted, these are considered provinces. My fear was, and I did do it. Damn it. This needs to be in its own layer. So off it goes. And let's add a layer here. And what's the fuck is the name of this thing? I gotta change my music again. The name of this was Harney. This will be all set up for later. We're gonna have to redo this whole thing at some point, though, like I said. Oh, that looked good. I actually woke up and then went back. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go back to sleep. Fuck this. I went and got coffee, and there was no coffee. The coffee was closed because of the snow. Uh, all right, I think we're good to go here. No, we're not. I don't know what's going on here, but we're not going to worry about it. It can't be, like I said, this is maybe a tiny bit this direction. You have a cat, right, Joker? Joker does when I was talking about the README earlier, he does the tutorials there. All right, this looks pretty good. Um, my cat is freaking out. The snow is like hitting the window, and it makes, it's not even a lot of snow, but it makes like a tinkling noise, and it does not understand that shit. And it's been hiding since it started snowing. All right, that looks good. I'm saving this. And I know it's hiding place now, so I went and checked on it, and it just looked at me like, "Why are you looking at me? This is the only safe place. What are you doing out there?" And then he came out because he was like, "It must be safe if Josh is walking around." And then it started making that noise again, and it was like, you're crazy. All right, we're gonna have to cut out. So how are we gonna cut this out here? I think we should cut it out um, with the un. This is gonna be a pain. This is saved. We're gonna close this. We're gonna go to our thing here. Um, oh, he wanted outside so bad last night. He was like, just let me out, and I kept opening the door, and the cold would hit him, and he'd be like, oh, what is this? And uh, all right, here's what we want. We're gonna cut it out of this thing, and we gotta remember what it looks like here. I think it's this inside this little part, so we can go. And he finally went outside, and he was back in like 5 seconds. So we can go like this, and then we can crop to selection. I'm pretty sure it's this. Here's Portland. Let's double check. Of course, I went away from that folder. Yeah, he's a scaredy cat. He like literally gets scared over everything. Uh, no, not scripts. And it's kind of weird how he is such a cowlitz. Okay, so let's try the magic wand a little bit here. Looks pretty good for that. We're going all the way over to here, though. I don't think the magic wand's going to do us any good. All right, fuck the magic wand. We're going to go just use the eraser on gigantic here. Not that gigantic. 500 sounds good. Do I have something weird selected? I did. Okay. We have that horrible problem with the do they own the rivers? I don't think they're gonna own the rivers. Is that where you call those as ants? I've never heard that before. Um, all right, so we're gonna do this with this gigantic one. And then we're going to make this smaller. That's still a little too big. Let's do 100. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of the water. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially for this step, but we don't want it to be like all pointy and shit. Um, I've never heard of it called that before. That's weird that that's its official name too. Um, I haven't done much graphic design though in my life. I guess we'll get rid of these islands. Once again, it's always like, who owns this shit, you know? Who's gonna own these islands? It will just be, whoops. It will just be contested land, I guess, forever when the game starts. But we're not gonna get real close here. Well, okay, we're gonna get real close right there. What's going on with this? um, um, we have an artifact in our original thing here. It was so good too. Oh yeah, so this is where we have them overlapping. This is the good map and this is the shitty map. This is the problem. Everything else lines up so well. We're just gonna have to leave it. We're gonna go with the one. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna be coloring it all in. Yeah, I worked at Kinko's for 10 years, and you do a bunch of graphic design stuff in that, but it's repair. It's repair of everyone's files. You're not doing anything, like I know Adobe, or I used to know Adobe really well, the Acrobat, I mean. Uh, and you're just repairing people's shit. You're not like actually doing any creative stuff yourself. And you're not supposed to like be drawing anything because that's not your job at Kinko's, Your job is to print the shit, not fix their goddamn files. Uh, Even though some people expect you to fix their files, does that really look like that? I guess it does. There's this whole group of people who are uh, like housewives, house people who want to start careers in graphic design because they think it's easy, and they sell their services before they have the skills. And they used to be like there used to be groups of them that would come into Kinko's, and they would have some fucked up file that needed to be printed, and they needed it done immediately because they had already sold their services of this thing. But they're so they would want us to fix it. Like, can you redraw this line for me? I can't get it to work. And you'd be like, no. Yeah, I wasn't trying to imply they were prostitutes, um, but they were. No, I don't know if this is worth the time doing it like this. Let's not do that. Let's go smaller first. Let's just get the bigger stuff that we can here. This island will be something. We'll draw that. So yeah, it used to be very frustrating trying to help them because they just thought it would be easy. They thought, it's you become a realtor or uh, this is all fucked up too. Um, if you have time at your house, you become a realtor or you become a graphic designer. But then both, like, realtor is probably an easier job than graphic designer because graphic designer you have to have some skills. Like, people go to fucking college for it. I don't know. Now I'm using this bigger thing, and that was not the plan. All right, we're gonna come back through with a smaller one here in a second. Like, it feels like it should also include the water, but we're gonna do the water differently eventually. So, whoops. Actually, I don't think that's a whoops. This map is so significantly smaller, pixel-wise. Okay, here's where I really should be using. Like, look how blurry that fucking line is. I want to be able to zoom in and see it. A perfect line forever. Maybe that's why I'm always into making my files so gigantic, is because it can't go so many times. People would bring in these files that were like 3K and they'd be like, can you print this? And we'd be like, no. I mean, we can print it. It's going to look like dog shit, though. the, the whole thing. There is going to be some water, but I think for some reason I had to put gray, a gray background, and it actually looked better with a gray background. So we might do a gray background at the end here. I'm not very good at the straight lines. So I do think I'm better with the mouse now that I've used it than the pen. The pen I would have to work with. I'd have to practice with. And what is this fucking line? All right, we're back to the beginning here. So we're like halfway done, I feel like. Halfway with this. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be filling it in. This is not like the player's not going to be seeing this shit. But they will see it as a mask, but they're not going to be seeing this. I'm wondering how this is going to work with because there's different number of pixels. And this is my little hand drawn. We're going to have to hand draw this part of Seattle or whatever this is. I mean, we want it to look okay. And I'm going to save this thing whenever we're done here. This little thing didn't match up, so we're going to have to, this little hook. So that's probably going to look off regardless of what we do. It's good enough. Yeah, for a while, before I worked at Kinko's, I wanted to do graphic design stuff, but man, I think Kinko's might have killed that. That urge. Yeah, I'm very worried my power is gonna go out for like all night because I will freeze to death. No Canadian over here. Oh wait, I'm part Canadian. I'm half Canadian. I'm half French Canadian. Uh, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Yeah, just my balls will freeze off. The lower half. Speaking of that, I'm gonna open my heater vents again. I was saying this earlier. I have a fireplace, but I've never used it in the 7 years or whatever I've lived here, or 8 years, or however long I live here, 6 years. And probably using it now. I have some firewood that has probably been drying for 5 years, so it's probably fine. But it's gonna become a festival of smoke. You're supposed to like clean your fireplace, I think. You're supposed to have it like checked up on. It hasn't been checked up on. I mean, I would have to go steal my neighbor's firewood. Um, Crackles. Uh, yeah, they have firewood, or at least they used to. I don't know if it's all inside their house. I don't want to break into their house and steal their firewood. Oh, yes. I think we're gonna go with this bigger line. Um, we're gonna just leave that there. Like I said, this one doesn't have to be. None of them have to be perfect. That's just something on my screen here. Should probably clean my screen before I do this. Uh, yeah, I don't even. There's a open, flue closed setting on my. It's not a setting. It's a fucking thing on my fireplace. And I don't even know. It doesn't say which is which. So the first setting is obviously going to be the one that fills my house, regardless of with smoke, regardless of what I pick. It's going to be the one that fills with smoke. So hopefully I don't have to use that thing. I don't know what I'm doing here. Uh, and I don't have that much wood. They cut down a little tree in my house, and that's where I got the wood from. I was like, hey, I'm gonna keep that. It's like a cherry tree or something. You know what? I don't care. I was gonna go back and fix that, but we don't care that much. We got to keep this rolling here. Just got to be somewhat perfect. I'm like just winging it like a motherfucker now. There's I don't know if they still do them. They may. Uh, People would just like use paint to draw stuff, and they used to make a video. They would like high speed video it. They would speed it up later. Motherfucker. Uh, And I used to watch those occasionally, like people would draw like whatever cars and shit all in paint. It was kind of soothing. They generally, they'd be like 3 minutes long, the whole video of them drawing a car from scratch. These were very, very good. These are very high quality paint drawings. Um, and you'd see them working on something like this, and you'd be like, oh, this is going to turn out like shit. And then they would zoom out and they had fixed, each pixel to make it look really good. I guess we'll just cut off that little part. Yeah, it's totally nuts. And I wonder how long it takes, and like, because the thing's all sped up. I wonder how long it takes in real life for him to do it. Like how many hours. And that's a weird hobby because you don't get any money out of it. And like a lot of hobbies are money driven. I mean, some hobbies, I guess, are money driven. Maybe they get YouTube hits. Whoops. Oh, I almost saved over. Oh shit, did I save over my? It's okay, it was just a PNG. But we should save this as cowlets. Is it just a PNG? Who gives a fuck? Just a PNG. Whoops. God damn it. Stop making mistakes, or at least lift up off the. Stop holding down the left mouse button. It's almost tempting to hit that with the magic wand there. It's so pixelated. This is such low quality. I mean, my drawing too, but the file compared to those other ones, fucking JPEG. I'm enraged by this file format. Whoever made those things should fucking die. Just kidding, of course. Inventor of JPEG murdered by. I shouldn't laugh at stuff like that. People are fucking insane. I am curious why all the other ones had SVGs and this one had a JPEG. See, like, I feel like the pen would be better with this, but I'm not as good with it. It takes longer and I can't hold it steady. I'm an old man. I have arthritis. No, I don't know if I have arthritis. I don't think I do. I think I have a tennis elbow. And I don't even do any kind of activities, and I think that's why I have it. My left elbow is hurting. I do work out now though, a tiny bit. What do you mean, Joker? How? Like that hurts my elbow. I started working out. We're at a 5. No one's gonna notice this shit. I started working out. I do 20 calories of workout a day. 20 calories. And it's so painful. I hate it. I hate it. Tomorrow I'm supposed to go up to 30 calories. I don't want to. That I made that. I mean, I'm the person who decided that every week I would go up 20 or 10 calories. All right, we're almost done here though. Did I say that already? Oh. It's because everyone wants to kill him. He's got to go on the lam. He's hiding out. No, JPEGs are great for their time period. They're just it would have been a lot better if this was an SVG to start with. That's all I've got to say. It would look a hell of a lot better. So then I could change it to a PNG, and it would still have lines that are lines, not pixelated bumps. Yeah, that's what I wanted was an SVG. So the other whoops, Idaho and Oregon had SVGs available for download. Washington only had a JPEG, and it's like a different format or a different like color coding and stuff too. It's similar, but it's not exactly the same, which is why this one's all pixelated. And I'm curious, this is going to go pixel by pixel through everything, and I'm curious how this is going to look once that happens to a more pixelated. Like, I'm wondering if the masks are going to look shittier. I mean, I think they probably will because the pixels are a little different. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna have to hire someone. I think I don't have the skills. I guess I could learn the skills to do this, but I already spent so much time learning how to program. I don't want to learn anything more. I'm tired of learning. They say you learn something new every day, and that comes up at work all the time. And sometimes I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to learn anything more. I'm done. I feel like we're almost done with cowlits here, though. My hand hurts. Oh, and I just remembered that used when I did this the first time, my hand would start. That my by the time I was done, oh God, this and when I made the D&D maps all the time. D&D maps for some reason made my hand hurt a lot because of all the clicking and holding and clicking a lot. This is just I'm holding down the mouse, but I'm not like clicking. All right. That's the plan. That's the plan is to forget this. Okay, I gotta. Okay. How far are we from being done? I think we just got to get back to here. That's how I did my workouts too. There's a little thing that tells me how many calories I'm burning. I'm just like, oh, one more calorie, 6 more calories, or whatever. It's like a rowing machine. Almost done here. Oh no, I just cut into the thing. We're just gonna pretend like that was on purpose. Okay. Maybe I'll hit this a little bit. I think. Nah, that's fine. The magic wand isn't very good in this. I feel like I'm constantly fucking with it. I was going through each spec and hitting the magic wand, but oh, you're talking about like the part that was like just like up here. Yeah, that might have worked actually. All right, let's save this. Let's close this. Actually, I guess we don't need to close it. We need to go to this one, and then we're gonna put in this one. We're gonna use the magic wand this time. Do I see any ants? I've totally never heard that before. That's funny. Then we gotta go. let's do a. This is by far the ugliest one. And then we'll go a little bit farther this way. Yeah, these people out in Harney, they need to be that color. There they go. Then, or sorry, not in Harney. Where are these people? Cowlitz. We need to have a new. Yeah, that's so funny that that's called that. Uh, I'm not gonna remember that though. Cowlitz, and then we can pretend it's like the guy from Memento. You can pretend like and I'll be like, I never heard that before. Okay, here we go, Cowlitz. We did a lot of work to make you suck less. So, suck less. That actually is much better. We just got to go down, it looks like, a little bit. That looks like it's. All right, we did that. Let's save this. We can close this thing. And I think I saved that before. I can't remember why I had made that gray in the background, but I think I want to crop out this little weirdness. Like, I'm fine if it has this. So let's do an image. Let's draw a box around it. Actually, doesn't really matter where. Making them PNGs. And then we'll go to here. Oops. I was using that. If you hit enter twice. I can't decide if I want this. So it kind of looked cool before when this hung over, but maybe I don't want that. Oh, it needs to hang over a little bit. You know what? We'll leave it like this. And then we're going to add another layer. And then on this layer, we're just going to fill this with gray. And I already forgot what it was. It was 2020. I think across the board. But we want this at the bottom. This does not drag very well. See if I make this bigger. Okay, so now everything has a gray background too. We don't really need, I'm like kind of pointing vaguely towards the direction. We don't really need all this gray over here. I just want some gray. Yeah, it's great minds think alike, right? Whoops, I did it again. All right, so this looks much better. This is not what we want, though, as our final thing. Cowlets, I'm going to drag the, oh, no, I don't want to do that. We're going to turn off these guys. And then we're going to go. I don't know if I can even save them to SVG from this program. Yeah, I can't. Then we're going to want to go Pacific Northwest. No. I guess we could. Color coded. Now we're in the first step of our million step process here. And then what did I do? 32 inches wide. Image. Oh, well, that was before we cut it up. So what we should do actually, I just wanted to make sure I was closing the right one, but they're the same. I don't know. I was gonna look at. Oh, it's right there, 5.0.12. We're gonna have to. So this one, we actually need to export this map again and then re-shrink it because we cut it up some. So let's turn off these guys. You know, I'm reluctant. I was looking at their plugins, and I was looking at them the other day. Oh, when I was making a tile sheet, and I was a little apprehensive because of security reasons. It seemed very. We're gonna overwrite this guy. It seemed very insecure. And I was like, huh. Like, you could just load any old piece of shit in there. This is, for a free program, though, this is pretty awesome. It's way, way better than Paint, obviously. So, now we should have, in our graphics here, we should have this PNG again. Whoops, wrong one. We're going to have this PNG. And this one, oh, I guess I don't need to open that again. This one, we're going to go image size. This probably needs to be back to 72. And then what did we do? 32 inches? What was the, well, I guess we can just put 32 inches in here. Yeah, because it was at 2400 pixels. So we'll do 3200 or 32 inches. Then we're going to go file, save as. We're going to replace this reduced one. Then we're going to hit OK. Oh, can you? Now we're going to change this image size. Did I change the other one to 72? I don't think I did. Then we're going to save this one. Reduced. Yeah, it took me 3 hours to get this all set up. So like I was saying at the beginning of this, I think there's no way in hell I'm going to get this color coding to move from my editor, my test to, sorry, I was looking at this line. I was like, this line looks kind of thick. Should stop worrying about it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it in 6 hours to get this all working unless we, like, some sort of miracle happens. So, I mean, that's not the end of the world. What was I just doing? We reduced those to the same size. I was gonna recheck. That I changed this to 72D. Okay, I did. All right, so everything's ready to go over here. And what we want to do now is kind of start setting this up with folders and things. So we're going to want a folder here. Well, we're going to want these graphics in here, obviously. We'll put the main graphic in just straight up. No, we won't. We'll have a new map folder. maps. And then we'll put this and this over here. It's going to take a second because they're fucking massive. I'm going to check that out after. What? Oh, I thought that said OBS. I'm going to check that out after I am off of the stream. Okay, so we also are going to have a new... We're going to close these things. We're going to have a new scene called Map Editor. And we're going to use the new scene. We're going to kind of build that out. I'm not going to delete anything out of here until we're 100% sure that the new shit is working, which obviously is not going to be done today. So let's do... Can I just click on this? Oh, I can. We're going to do a root node of a node. This is what I do now. I don't like this other shit. I always put a root node in now. We're going to save this as map editor. And what do we got scene-wise? So we need to do a little bit of reorganizing too while we're here. So we'll do a new thing called scenes. I don't see a scenes folder, which is kind of weird. And this is where we're going to build our map editor. And then when we save the files, like I was saying, in our map editor, did I just do that all in the wrong? No, this is going to get really confusing. We'll have it save in here, just like we did earlier, where it's going to save the scene. And then the scene will, when we hit play, hopefully here, it will just load these. This will not work currently. Yeah, so it just pulls those out of there. They'll be a different color. We'll also have to reset their color because we have a random color. And it will be a bigger map, obviously, because that's where we're doing all this work just so that we have less shit to do. So I'm going to open this up just for preemptively. I'm going to stick this over here. And I'm going to copy. We're going to need a camera on this scene, I guess. We're going to need another node. That's just a straight node. And then we're going to need a UI. Whoops. I call everything player UI now. It's actually whatchamacallit. It's called a canvas something or other. No, canvas layer. And I always call it player UI now. And so now I've been typing in player UI. What else do we need in here? We're going to need a node that is a node 2D. That is going to be our counties when they get generated. It's going to be empty. And then we have another, and I don't really like this, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have this spot where the globals has this, where it has the maps, the two different maps. But then down here it also has the maps, and I don't really like that this are just two spots you have to change in this. You know what we also could do right now to test out our map, since it's almost time for me to call it a day. We could actually run this with our new map. We're just gonna delete this. So this is a problem. This is a problem I'm having. If you open this up, and if I were to make a button that said delete these things, it can't delete this because it's open, and I can't figure out a way to close this with a in-game button. And that's what I want to do. I want this to close. If I hit in-game, I want any of these scenes to be closed. And so what happens is you think it worked, but it didn't work. It doesn't give you any errors either. So right now I have this set to manually. You got to manually, as a human, delete this stuff. We're gonna need a resource though for every county we just created. So let's do this and then I'll call it a day. We only got 10 minutes, but we can wing it. So let's bring over these maps. I still have them selected over here. Where are my graphics? Okay, right there. Oh, I'm selected the wrong thing. This is like a huge pet peeve of mine in Godot, is that you cannot drag and drop into a folder. You got to select it first. I find it unbearable. So we're gonna change these maps here. We have a color-coded map, so this is the color-coded map. We'll go here, and then we're gonna go up to this other map, and we're gonna go to here, and then it should look somewhat similar. Looks like we need to make our camera a little bit bigger, because we just can move the camera. So like like about here, we'll do fine. And then so each county also has to have a resource to store all of its information. We also need to fix this global thing. So this is what I was talking about. You have to fix things in 2 spots, and I need to figure out a way where that isn't the case. We're changing things in 2 spots. I hate doing that because it's just so error prone. We're gonna need some more of these things here though too. We're gonna call this. We'll actually call these things what. See, for my testing, I was calling them whatever. This will be cowlets. Next down on the list, I guess I can't use the arrow keys to go down here. I got to touch my mouse. This is Tillamook. This next one over is going to be Portland. You motherfucker. This one's going to be Portland. And then we're going to need another one. You motherfucker. See, even though I'm selected up here, it does it up there. That's another thing I despise. We got to look at our map, though, because I already forgot who people were, where the things were. Was that Douglas? We don't have to get too hardcore here. Harney, Umatilla. I guess we can open up this other thing where I already labeled everything. Let me open up my PDN file where I labeled this shit. Cowlitz, Umatilla. No, is that Wasco? I think that's Wasco. It doesn't really matter. Wasco. And then there's something we got to do to each one of these as well. This one's going to be, like I said, it doesn't matter for this test. Douglas is this one. This is where the hillbilly land. No, Douglas is this one. I guess that's a different type of hillbilly. Douglas. And then, oh, it's going to suck because it's alphabetical. So I guess it doesn't really matter at this point what order I'm putting. So because we're gonna do, it doesn't matter. We just need to make sure we have Umatilla and Harney in here then. And we're gonna do the same thing kind of on the real game, but this is just a test. Harney. Then we're gonna click on this guy. Actually, we need to turn off this top guy. And then Cowlitz, on this resource, we're going to change its color to this color. And we'll call this Cowlitz. Like I said, maybe I can, oh, you can't drag over stuff. And then we're going to do this. Is going to be Portland. What I was saying is you can't drag between two Godot projects, which is a huge bummer. So I can't drag, like if we made these all perfect, I couldn't drag them in. But wait, it doesn't matter anyways. We're going to have to do other things. I should have just named them 1 to 7 for this test, because I don't know the names of all these things. Eventually, I'll remember what they are again. We haven't messed with them for a while. So we got Cowlitz, Portland, Tillamook. I literally cannot remember the name of that. We just looked at it. All right, this is where we're just going to enable them. We're just going to go 1 to whatever, so it's faster. Because I don't need, we're going to have to redo this later. County 1 is going to be yellow. County 2 should actually be this, should be Tillamook, but we're going to want this one. And then County 3, when we do this for real, we will want to know the names of the shit. County 3 will be this color. County 4 is Portland. Let's make sure that looks right. This is going to be County 5, which I cannot remember what the name of that one is. And this process will have to be done to a point. There's going to be a way. I think there's going to be a way I'll be able to have like an array of colors or something, because we're going to have 500 of these eventually, and this is going to be like we'll set these colors and we won't change the colors every time. Like that's just something that I think we're on this one. And then County 7 should be this guy here. And then we're going to save this, and then we're going to go and make sure that these are the right. I guess it doesn't matter. Does it say anywhere? No, it doesn't matter what their names are. So in a perfect world, we'd be able to hit play and then generate map. I don't know if that's going to work. I've only done 3. And it will take a little bit of time. I need to ace. Oh no, we didn't do one step. One major step here. Oh, the index is out of bounds again. I haven't seen that in a while. The major step that we got to do is in globals. We got to add these elements. One more, and we got to put in here. Let's delete all these, because I don't know what these other. They could be some old bullshit. Let's make sure that we got 7. And we'll put 1. Probably should have named them starting at 0. This out of bounds thing is a weird, has to do with my input thing. It's funny, I thought I fixed it. It's probably because I changed the map size. That's exactly what it is. So I had it, so the inputs were set to not work. We're missing one. We're missing 2. I wonder if I color coded these wrong. We're missing 2. Now we're missing 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wasco Land 2. Wasco Land 3, 4. Well, that's weird. I'm glad I tested this. We got to fix this out of bounds thing, though. It's in my... Oh, this is a different thing. I thought this is my... There's an input thing where the way I fixed it was to tell it the width of the map. What is this thing's problem? I gotta change this. Oh man, it's already so late. It's already so late. Okay. Um, you know what's weird about it? No, this is the wrong. You know what's weird about it is it's acting like we don't have this in the right number. Those are all the same. Oh, I wonder if it's because like their names might be the same. That shouldn't matter, but that's why there's so many Wasco lands. Because I duplicated Wasco a bunch of times. So let's just make these different names. Wait. Okay, I thought those were the same colors. Sometimes clicking doesn't work that well in Godot either. And then let's make sure. All right. I don't think I had to put these get assigned. Starting mask position, those should all be assigned. All that stuff should be assigned, but I vaguely remember manually typing in the width of the map. I wonder where I would have done that though. Like shit like that I want to not like that's one of the things I want to fix. So here's the background color. Oh, did I type it in like no, it's not exported. Where's it getting the map color code, map color code and map image, match width? Yeah, so it's getting the width from the actual map. So I didn't type that shit in there. Let's build this one more time and well, let's close. Let's actually do a couple of things here. Let's close both of these. This is this thing. That's confusing. Once again, let's save this because we just fucked with it a bunch. Let's only have one running at a time. This stupid fucking song that. And this is the map editor. Once again, we're moving all this shit over. I just figured we'd do a quick test before I call it a day instead of start moving things. Yeah, because this map is a different width. You know, I think that was under input. Which is here. You know, it's getting the width from there, so it was having this crazy issue where I guess it wasn't crazy. It was having an issue where it couldn't. Did these get created? Because they should. Oh, there was still a dark blue land in here. See, this is part of the issue that I was just talking about. You can't delete these things when they're open. So the button doesn't work. So that was part of the thing that was fucking us there. There was already a county in there. And it does take, I want to put a thing where it shows what it's doing. We still have this issue where 3 of them are not, how many did I have before? I had 1, 2, I only had 3 before. So we're missing, oh, that one thing is not happening. I wonder if I hard coded in, oh, these are my copying of Blitz. I fucking hate these Blit things. Blit rec, do not like it. I feel like there should be an easy way to crop stuff. Well, maybe I'll fuck with this and see what my issues are. Because I added another county the other day just to make sure it was working. And it was. I think I'm missing. I need to add one more thing in here. And once again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to change each thing. County parents, it's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's weird that some of them are working. I get, you know what it's doing is it's going through. I bet you it's going through not in this order, but in the order of the county resources, and those are the ones that are working. And it like craps out after it gets to a certain one. So yeah, like that one works. Portland. We can make this easier. Now I wish I hadn't finished naming these. We can make this easier by turning this off. Whoops. Turning this off. And then we can not click on that. We can look at what we're, you know, this is the main thing that this is the whole key here. Is so each one of these things are created via the color code, each one of these masks. So that's why I was hoping that like we could make this, you know, as close as possible, because it's literally generating this mask. So it didn't generate for Tillamook. So I'm gonna put this on my other screen real quick, and let's see where Tillamook. I think it's crapping out at a certain. See, these are the same color. So this is the thing. This is like, even though you double click sometimes, double clicking doesn't work. So the problem isn't. So we got that one. This should be number 2. That's not number 2. That's this one. So this should be that color. What? It should be this color. And so I think I wasn't, see that, I just double click that, but it's too touchy is the problem. And that didn't work. And this one should be 4, should be Portland. I guess we could just name it Portland since we know that that's 4. So how I'm doing it is I'm counting down, you know, and then it doesn't have to be in this order. And we'll call this one Portland as well. Except we have that thing where, can we set this so it doesn't go by alphabetical? Because that really is fucking me here. We'll have to like do like, this is what we'll have to do. Is put a number in front of it. Like a savage. So back to this, let's double check. That's yellow. Light blue. Lighter blue. Portland is dark blue. This is whatever this fucking place is called. That looks wrong. That looks like that's that one. I feel like I'm missing a county. This county is wrong. So this county, let's just change this to, just to make sure that's this one. Yeah, that wasn't that one. This one is 6. So the problem wasn't the code. The problem was this color coding is really. And we're not saving these. We're gonna just generate it again. And like I said, I do want to do a thing where it says what it's doing. The cold is coming. Man, I keep having to change my shit. I don't think this one worked. Once again, I think it's... I can't really tell, but I think this color isn't used now because I fucked something up. It's really a pain that these aren't easily clicked. Where is this guy? That looks like it, and that is County 3. So County 3 seems like that should have worked. Oh yeah, we'll get to those. We're gonna get to those. Okay, that is 6, and that's 7. But these are all these garbage ones, though. Yeah, it's weird that the Blit Rec thing is having issues. I've never had issues with that after I got it to work. I fucking hate that Blit Rec thing, though. So all these will go away if this is right, unless there's an input one. Image is empty on 104. Yeah, that would be empty. It would be empty if it didn't get created. This one is farther to the left, but it shouldn't matter. It is interesting. I think it needs 1 pixel or something added on this side. This one doesn't have that problem, though. All right, let's look at this thing again. Oh my god, I've double-clicked this like 6 fucking times. I can't remember the name of this county, and I wish I could. I'll probably mess with this offline, but once I get that working, it sucks that this is like the issue seems to be selecting the color. That was the original thing. Yeah, so it was selecting the color. There's something else is going on, but this is what it's supposed to look like. There's somehow the selecting the colors is the issue in Godot. It's like it's not. It's like something else is going on. But this is what we want it to look like. But on our other thing, it looks like we're off by a pixel or something as well. Which that's easy to fix. Actually, kind of looks good. We can. Oh no, we can't zoom in on this one yet. Yeah, I think we might move it over. We might move the main map over a tiny bit. Yeah, that might be what we'll do. We'll be able to see better in the other game. So these all work. I haven't had these other weird bugs in a long time. It's usually... It's kind of interesting. I'll look into them maybe tonight. hopefully before tomorrow, because we got to get this shit going. I don't know if Blick is suddenly having issues. I fucking hate this thing, though. Why can't you just crop an image? Why can't they just give you an image to crop from the two corners? Makes no sense. Why wouldn't you just be able to look? Whatever. All right, so that's it for me today. We've made a little progress. Well, we got all that shit done. All the prep for the big change to the color coding here. Anyways, I will talk to you guys next time. Have a good evening, day.